In CK3, Harold Godwin, King of England, finds himself facing two massive invasions at once. One led by William the Conqueror from Normandy and the other Harold Hardrada of Norway. Side note, do you ever wonder during those tense war councils, people got mixed up when talking about the heralds? Like, wait, did you mean Harold with an A or Harold with an O? Probably not, but it's a funny thought to imagine putting that out in the middle of planning for battles. Let's get back on track. Both claimants sink the English crown, forcing Harold to defend his throne from two powerful armies. His forces are stretched thin, as he must quickly choose between fighting in the south or the north. For new players of Crusader Kings 3, this can be one of the first challenging starts that they try. For old hands, the situation's an easy dub. Just gotta get enough alliances to counter both opponents. But what if instead we lost the throne in an attempt to gain it again later? Well, with roads to power, you can now have the crown ripped from your grasp, then forced onto the open road to find support and fortune to help regain your throne. That's what we will do with our good friend Godwin. From king to adventurer to king again. Let's see how it worked out. We'll see how successful these kids are. There will be no battle of Stamford Bridge or whatever. And then there will be no battling at all. They're Norwegians. We'll give it to them because we're not doing something historical, so I kind of want to see how much better they are at running the throne, because I feel like traditionally it almost always goes to the Normans, at least in my campaigns. If they capture us, they capture us. That's how that goes. They captured our heir. Okay, not us, unfortunately. And they took our one of our artifacts, Kurtan, which is not very nice of them for doing such things. We're gonna go ahead and just surrender to... Okay, one day I will reclaim the lands. Everything falls to one of my family members. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that you could do the destiny thing here in this title screen as well. Interesting. One day I will reclaim the throne. Focus now. I think we'll become a sword for hire, because the best way to gain money and prestige is through battle. And master of spoils is one thing we want to rush to make happen. Ask a foreign power to support your claim on a throne, and then they'll get a hook and stuff like that. But we'll do that and see how that goes. We have 600 gold, which means we can... wow, we still have these court artifacts too. Wow, I didn't realize that we'd keep them. I was thinking we would go down here to maybe join in on the conflicts that happen in... Holy shit, what? Castile already owns Galicia? Galicia was murdered, or the Galician king was murdered 1 year into the game. Classic. So that's probably going to cause a lot of unrest that we can take advantage of. She gets the trait loyal. Sure, why not? Spit in my wife's eye and be like, yo dog, guess what? We're bringing ex-lover to camp and she's going to help out tremendously. Which she actually will help out tremendously because she's now my second in command. All right, let's get out of the British Isles. There's nothing here but sadness and old bullshit. Agriculture ambassador, and then we get some boat experts, capitans. King William still took over the English title, unfortunately for us. Time to think about increasing our bowmen so that we can use them in a battle. The hard thing is El Campeador is on the other side of this battle, so I forget how strong he is, but I think he's pretty significantly strong. He's got 6 knights and he has a bunch of caballeros. His marshal is 34 and mine is only 16. Yeah, that's a surefire death march if I've ever seen one. I know a scary game you can play. If you say hoy right now, I'm going to be so disappointed. This man says hoy. Boo him. Everybody boo him. What he needs to do is attack this guy. If he was smart, which I'm not saying he is. If we capture... Oh, wow. That's huge. How much money did we get? Only prestige and piety. No money for whatever reason. Unfortunately for us, it's because we don't have a master of spoils. That's why we haven't been getting the stuff. Ugh, idiots. Those would have been 2 huge battles that gave us a shit ton of resources. I want more money, and now we have him. Execute him. We changed the gallows bait. Oh, I didn't realize that if you kill people via execution, you get that way. We could also negotiate gain a weak hook on him. Yeah, let's use that hook. Emperor costumes. I mean, like how did we get imprisoned? Escape from prison, boys. Let's get out of this country. Clearly they don't like us here. So we're gonna move next door. Go down here and fight in that conflict. It did. It gave us 96 gold and 304 prestige. We can start a legend, which I don't know if as a landless person you really can do a legend or what the deal is with that, but I would love to go kill more men for cash. Men for cash. That's our new business model. Men for cash. Don't you worry. We will kill all your men for cash. The shrine gives plus life experience and you can live so much longer. Yeah, I saw a Bliss. There's a video that somebody put out. I don't remember who it was, but they were essentially extolling the virtues of being able to like essentially live forever. And now our bit rate has dropped once again. What is going on today? We somehow made it all the way up here. I don't know how we did without starving to death, but we did it. Do we still have our master of spoils? Yes. Let's make sure he's the best at his job. There's a more better one that we got. I would like to take advantage of that opportunity. Except, yes, we got to win this fight or it's going to be problemas. How much prestige did we get that? 200. Not as much as I would like to have gotten. It just doesn't like that last little zoom in. It doesn't like that. Maybe because it has to account for so many. This isn't that much more than it usually has to account for. We're 60 years old and we're fine. Will we live to be seeing ourselves on the English throne? Hopefully, we should. I think our biggest problem now is having to deal with our age. I think we could go and take the lands pretty easily. Jesus, is he glowed down? Yes. I mean, his hairline is receded pretty brazenly. Because I think we can get to exalted among men, maybe. Potentially not. Probably not. And then we can crush these guys for sure. And of course the war ends before I can even begin to crush them. Darn. We also have an alliance still, right? Yeah, we still have an alliance with the Capets, which is good. Or we could just become the Duke of East Francia, because apparently that's a thing. Duke of East Francia, County of Works, become Kaiser's vassal, adopt feudalism. We get emboldened adventurer. No, this isn't exactly what we want, but good to know that you can just get free land if you convince somebody that you're strong enough. Crush them all. Crush them all, boys. Look at how much prestige we just got. 443 and 105. That's a decent amount of prestige. The 400 and 243. Let's continue to crush. I mean, as long as our... Yeah, shit. That's the issues. Our army is in plagued regions. And we have smallpox now, and we're probably going to die. Which means our heir, who's like literally in prison, is going to have to take on the mantle that we are leaving behind. Which sucks, because we nearly got enough prestige to make it happen. Whew! We dodged the smallpox, boys. Escaped death. Back on it. Back on our bullshit. Hell yeah. I was expecting to have to fight more rebels. This is not that many rebels. To be honest, there's not even a single one. Who are you guys fighting? You chicken people. Tell me the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. Ah, there's the rebels. Rebel scum, you cannot run from us. Dismiss. Dismiss. Nice little bit of prestige. Now we are considered exalted among our peers. Does that mean we can do what I think we can do? Maybe, maybe not. Create a legitimate support contract. After accepting contract travels to Ile-de-France, you will be able to negotiate 1,800 gold and 300 elite troops in exchange for a sizable payment afterwards. Shit, I've never done this contract. You have 7 turns of negotiation left. King has promised to stand in support of 300 gold and 500 elite troops. After seizing King of England, you will pay 2 times every 2 years each half of an annual income. That's a fucking deal. Not a deal. I cannot bleed my realm dry. He says lost negotiation turn. Okay. So this contract is a pretty shitty one, to be honest. Like, we could probably win this fight without having to pay out all this money, but we've come to a negotiation. The 2 rulers locked in heated negotiation once with a crown on his temple while the mine is still bare, but it is weariness I feel, the sudden weight on my head, or its crown of England is so close now. As I grimace must have betrayed my thoughts, King Philip says, a fine king you will make, and soon, for years at most, our troops and gold will see to it. Patience is key in the military matter. You have 8 years to do this. To the future of the kingdom. You agree to contract, you have 4 years to claim. This has been a waste of time. You gain 900 gold. You have 4 years to claim England. So now we can go and declare our claim of England, which we have this. We can call our one ally in. I wonder if we can get another alliance real quick. Like, in his elder years, did King William II, or King William the Conqueror, think that he was going to be attacked by his old nemesis? Probably not. Our old nemesis dies of consumption prior to our invasion, can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, and also we're gonna die of the consumption before this gun ends, of course. God damn it. That would be how this ends, is our story comes to a close right as I told you to avoid the plague. I mean, clearly I didn't avoid the plague, my bad. It's not great, but I think we continue the war. Master Edmund steps forward as leader, formidable duelist. Many expect him to excel in tournaments and personal combat. Maybe that's how you get out of those contracts, though, is you die so that your son doesn't have to deal with that contract negotiation process. Such sadness fills our heart, Lord. No longer sits on the throne. God bless in his soul. Alas, there is a matter still unsettled. Payment for our support is putting him on said throne. We hope that you have been briefed. Latin for agreement must be kept. Oh shit. A year from now, payments of half the realm's yearly income will be expected to King Philip. Is there a place I can see where this like cash I owe them? The cycle begins all over again. All of Richard's glory vassals lose 20 opinion of King Richard. We gain the kingdom of England, the Duchy of Essex, Earldom of Middlesex, White, Hampshire, Berkshire, Oxfordshire, Wiltshire, and Devon. A bunch of our vassals become us. We gain a bunch of fame and we gain a bunch of prestige. So be it. Disband. Alrighty. So now we're King of England. Was this worth all that hassle? All that strife? Dude, our men-at-arms are costing us an arm and a leg. That's the hard thing about becoming landed. Well, I promised, so let's do it. Let me put on the little costume so that everybody's happy now that we're king. All right, so we come over here. We open this drawer. We throw some of our costumes on the ground. I can't remember how this one is put on. Don't you love this new content from Kevin where he just stands in the middle of the room putting on outfits for you? It's just like The Sims. Bum, 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 bum. I forgot also the trouble with this costume is that it's very hot, like temperature wise, and also let's keep that going. Okay, I think that's everything, right? Yeah. You should have servants for this. I mean, I agree. I totally agree. We could marry ourselves to a Byzantine, a 44-year-old Venetian. Oh, Serene Dogresia. Dogresia? How did I didn't realize the Venetians could have women rulers. I thought the Doge was always a man. Maybe that's something they introduced with this game. Has anybody seen that before, chat? Her stats are just, her stats are okay. They're like not the best, not the worst. All right, we need to bring down our costs, and I think most of our costs are coming from, let me double check. I think it's our troops. Troops are costing a lot. Let's do that, and let's do this. How bad are these factions? There's some dangerous factions afoot. Everybody's mad. Peace. There are certain people who are mad at us. Why are you mad? Probably due to the bureaucratic, short reign, offensive war. Legitimists support the toll. How much do we owe him? I will pay, but not now. Wartime BBs. Let's raise up Our forces are pretty strong, so we should be able to win this fight really easily, especially with the French help. Let's go ahead and have that wedding celebration while that's all happening. We can lower our this, and we can lower this. You need to pay him in 6 months. Well, hopefully in 6 months' time, we probably should have waited for this war to end. Revoke all these people's lands. Oh, great. So you're telling me this fucking asshole just jailed his daughter, and because of that, I got shafted on all the money that I invested into that grand wedding? Like, I've never had the AI screw me over so completely. I just lost 328 gold. I don't get the stats from the scroll. If I try to break the betrothal, it's considered like a dick move. But he's the one who's jailed her, and I can't even release her. This is just getting absolutely... Okay, unexpected conclusion. Long ago, a deal was struck with King Philip. God closes one door, and he opens another. Soldiers gold on front in exchange for a sizable portion of the realm. However, he could not have predicted that we would be locked in a deadly war with me before the debt was repaid in full. It seems nobody else important enough to his realm has privy to the details of the deal. It's clear now. So because he's my ally, he also gets shafted, but not this time. It's not me who's getting screwed. It's the AI. Just rebels after rebels. How many times do I have to teach you these lessons, people? Damn, we didn't even get enough for level 1, tier 1 piety. Wow, that was another waste. Got a decent, I guess. Where are we attacking? Kingdom of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is owned by the Ashari instead of the Maturidi. Why not? My warriors are ready. I'm concerned if we stay here, we're in danger. Let's retreat back up with our fellow Christians. Nice. Now we're a Crusader, dude. And the AI is probably going to abandon me. Love to see it. Classic move by the AI. Abandons them in their 11th hour. So be it. Victorious crusade. King Magnus, my brother, who is a drunken bastard, love it, has become king of Jerusalem. St. George is with us. All because of the scouting. I mean, the scouting was important, but I don't know if it was that important. Hearted old foe Prince Richard sneers as I stumble outside to relieve myself. The anger that is already boiling in my veins gains devastating momentum as he walks towards me. Look who it is, the loathsome sycophant Edmund. I bet you... Just as I sink my blade into Richard's... Shit, dude. Infuriating face, I hear a soft gasp from behind me. It's almost impossible to murder people now in this game. Or it's not impossible, but it's become much harder. Yes, it's much harder, but I also think it needed to be much harder. The fact that you could sometimes just be like some random count, and if you had enough money, you could just pull it off. You can't, I don't feel like that was realistic enough. This is a much more, I feel like, eloquent way of doing it. Starting to look real nice, ain't it, guys? Gascony. Maybe for another time. I think for now, that's where we're going to leave it today. Thank you so very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty crazy stream. We did not, unfortunately, get all the way there with Godwin himself. Things popped off right at the 11th hour he dies, which is unfortunate for him. But we were able to navigate the boat into harbor. Our family is in firm control of England once again. We could make Anjovian England, but I think we'll stop for here. For now, I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Ciao.